Hi, this is Phil Carlton. I got a couple of questions about how to update Premiere Plus or Premiere Plus 2. So, there was an update that came out recently, which was 12.4, and I had a couple of people ask about different ways that you could update, so I just wanted to point those out. So, from Premiere Plus 2, I'm going to go into Premiere Plus 2 Configure. And in Configure, I do have a setting here called Smart Update. And Smart Update will go out and find what updates you need for your software, download and install them for you. So I just want to demonstrate a little of how that would work, first of all. So I'm going to go into Smart Update. And it's going to ask me to sign in. So I'm going to sign in with my email address and type in my password. Now, I do want to point out that here, right below that area, there is a place that says, I do not have a password or I have forgotten it. So if you don't remember your password, you can click on that. You type in your email address and it will generate a new password for you and email it to you. Then you can use that one to sign in. But for this, since I'm doing my Smart Update, I've typed in my email address and my password. I'm just going to click Next and it's going to look at my system and find out what files I have not yet installed, and that list of files is going to be right here. Now, regardless of the way you update your software, I recommend starting here. So I come in here to find out a list of what applications I'm going to need. Now, if I click Next, it will walk me through the process, download the files, run the updates for me. One of the nice things, this one's still listing the Premiere Plus 2 Explorer plugin. We used to have to uninstall the old version and then install this one, but now with the plugin, the way it works, you can just in Premiere 2, just run that Explorer plugin update, and it will update without having to uninstall the previous version. So that's one way you can update your software. I want to show you my preferred method though. This is how I usually do it. I'm going to go over to the Premiere Plus Embroidery website, which is premiereplusembroidery.com. And I'm going to go all the way over to the right on this menu. I'm going to go from support down to software help and updates. Once I come down to Software Help and Updates, about halfway down the screen on the right side, we have an area marked Updates that has the different portals for Premiere 2, Premiere 60, 5D, 40, all the way back from 40 on. And I'm going to go into, so we're working in Premiere Plus 2 today, so I'm going to go into the Premiere Plus 2 embroidery system. And that's again going to launch a window. For here, I'm going to type my email address and my password, and I'm going to click Next. At this point, I would verify my name and my email address. If you needed to change it, you could do that here. Also, there's a check mark notice here. If you have that checked, that will make sure that it generates an email to you every month when they do the newsletter. Once I've done that, I'm going to click Next. And that's going to take me to kind of this home screen that shows all of my registered pieces, everything that I have. And over on the right side, I want to point out a couple of different things. First of all, there's an account password button. So if I clicked on the account password, I could type in my current password and then type in a new password. So if you had changed your password and it gave you a long one you can't remember, you can come right there to change your password. I'm going to cancel out of that. The piece I want to point out today is all the way almost to the bottom. There's a place here on the left side called Software Updates. And if I click Software Updates, it will take me to a list of all the files that are related to Premiere Plus 2. So this has all the installation files for Mac and all the installation files for the Windows version. One helpful hint here, if you've gone over to Smart Update and looked at the files that you need to download, then when you come here to the file list, you will know which files you need to do your update. I'm going to scroll down a little and point out just a couple of things. After I get past the Mac ones, I want to point out on the Windows. So here's the Windows, and actually with any of these, it's going to list which version they are. So the update that just came out was 12.4. So if you were doing the 12.4 update, you would find the updates that are related to that and download those. So if I needed to download applications, I would just click here on Applications, and it would ask me if I wanted to download the file. So I could just save that, it would download it, and then I could run it to run that update. Now, the reason I prefer to do it this way is because with Smart Update, it'll do it in the background. And after that's done, you don't have those files. So if you needed to reinstall it, or if you wanted to install it on another computer, you would have to go through the process again. If you download these files, then you can save them to a stick, or you can save them maybe to a drive that you could connect to another computer. So if you have more than one computer running Premiere Plus 2, you download the files, you save them, and then you can install them when you need them. So I always keep a full set of all the installation pieces in case I need to reinstall my software. I also like this one because I can kind of control what order it goes in. Generally, I will install applications first, then components, and from there it doesn't really matter. Do have to, if you're installing for the first time, you do have to register your software before you can install the samples or the bonus designs. But if you're running an update, you don't have to worry about that. So that's kind of my preferred method. I like to come in here, download the files, save them to my computer, and then I have them if I need to install them on multiple computers. So I hope that's kind of given you a little guidance as to where to find those files and how you can easily update your Premiere Plus 2.